Before you watch anything else today, you need to hear this. Starting this March, millions of Social Security recipients are opening their bank accounts and realizing something is very wrong with their checks. Some people are seeing less money than they expected, others are being hit with higher deductions, and many have no idea why it's happening. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 changes that could affect your Social Security, your Medicare, and even your taxes this year. And number 4 is the one that is shocking retirees the most. So make sure you stay with me until the end, because missing even one of these updates could cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars this year. Before you go, I want to say something directly to you. If you're someone who relies on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or retirement benefits, this channel was created especially for people like you. Every single video I make is focused on helping you understand the latest updates, changes, and benefits that could affect your monthly income and your financial future. So if you want to stay informed, protect your benefits, and never miss an important update that could impact your Social Security check, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now and turn on the notification bell. I'm constantly uploading new videos about Social Security increases, Medicare changes, stimulus updates, retirement benefits, and important government announcements that many people don't hear about until it's too late. By subs, you'll always be one of the first people to know what's happening and how it could affect your money. And remember, this channel is here to keep you informed and prepared. So go, add and subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next update. Hey, if you're getting Social Security right now, or if you're about to start getting it, or even if someone in your family depends on it, you need to stop what you're doing and pay close attention to what I'm about to share with you, because what's happening this March is something that millions of Americans did not see coming, and a lot of people are going to be caught completely off guard. We're talking about changes that are going to hit your monthly check, your taxes, your Medicare, and even some rules around when and how you can collect your benefits. This is not a scare tactic. This is not clickbait. This is real, and it's already in motion. So let's break it all down in plain, simple English so that you know exactly what's happening and what you need to do about it. Let's start from the beginning so everyone is on the same page. Social Security has been around since 1935, and for almost 90 years, it has been the financial backbone of retirement in America. Tens of millions of people rely on it every single month, just to keep the lights on, put food on the table, and pay for their medications. For a huge number of older Americans, Social Security isn't just a little extra pocket money. It is their entire income. So when something changes with Social Security, even something that might sound small on paper, the real-world impact can be absolutely enormous for everyday people. And what's coming this March is not small, not even close. Now, the first thing you need to understand is what's been driving all of this change. The Social Security system has been under pressure for a long time. The trust funds that pay out benefits have been shrinking for years, and the government has known for a long time that without some kind of action, there could eventually be a point where Social Security can only pay out a portion of what people are owed. That reality, combined with rising costs of living, changes in the economy, and a lot of political back and forth in Washington, has created a situation where adjustments are being made. And some of those adjustments are going to feel like a shock to people who weren't paying attention. One of the biggest things happening right now is related to the cost of living adjustment, which most people just call the COLA. Every year, Social Security benefits get a COLA increase that is supposed to help recipients keep up with inflation. Last year, the COLA was historic. It was one of the largest increases in decades because inflation was running so hot. But this year, things look very different. The COLA for this year came in much lower, and while any increase is technically better than nothing, When you factor in what people are actually spending on groceries, rent, utilities, and prescription drugs, a lot of Social Security recipients are going to feel like they actually have less money than before, even though their check went up slightly on paper. That's the cruel math of inflation versus COLA, and March is when millions of people are going to open their bank statements and feel that gap for the first time in a very real way. Here's how that plays out in real life. Let's say you were getting $2,000 a month from Social Security. Your COLA increase gives you maybe an extra $40 or $50 per month. That sounds okay on the surface. But in that same period, your grocery bill went up, your Medicare Part B premium went up, your electric bill went up, and if you're renting, your landlord may have raised your rent. So that extra $50 doesn't just disappear. In many cases, it gets wiped out, and then some. You end up with more dollars in your check, but less buying power in your pocket. And for people who are already living on the edge financially, that difference can mean choosing between food and medicine. That's not an exaggeration. That is the reality for millions of seniors across this country every single day. Speaking of Medicare Part B premiums, let's talk about that because this is one of the changes that is going to hit the hardest and that a lot of people don't fully understand. For most Social Security recipients, their Medicare Part B premium gets automatically deducted from their monthly benefit before it even hits their bank account. So when the Medicare Part B premium goes up, and it did go up this year, that increase comes straight out of your Social Security check before you ever see it. This year's premium increase is significant, and when you combine it with the smaller COLA increase, some people are going to find that their net Social Security payment barely moved, or in some cases, actually went down from what they were receiving before. That is the Social Security shock that millions of people are about to feel in March, and it's a combination of factors that all hit at once. Now let's talk about something that a lot of people don't know about, and that is causing a huge amount of frustration and anger right now. And that's the taxation of Social Security benefits. A lot of people assume that Social Security is tax-free, and for some people it is, depending on their income level. But here's the thing. The income thresholds that determine whether your Social Security benefits get taxed have not been updated in decades. We're talking about thresholds that were set back in the 1980s and have never been adjusted for inflation. So as time has gone on, and as incomes have slowly risen, more and more Social Security recipients have crossed those outdated thresholds and now find themselves paying federal income tax on a portion of their Social Security benefits. This is sometimes called bracket creep, and it has pulled millions of middle-class retirees into the tax net who, by any fair modern standard, shouldn't be paying tax on their benefits at all. If you have income from a pension, a part-time job, withdrawals from a retirement account, or investment earnings, combined with your Social Security, there is a real chance that a significant portion of your benefit is taxable. And a lot of people are finding this out for the first time when they file their taxes this spring. The way it works is that if your combined income, which is your adjusted gross income, plus non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security benefits, exceeds $25,000 for a single person or $32,000 for a married couple, then up to 50% of your Social Security can be subject to federal income tax. And if your combined income goes above $34,000 as a single person or $44,000 as a couple, then up to 85% of your benefits could be taxable. Remember, these numbers haven't changed since the 1980s. Back then, those income levels felt high. Today, with pensions, small investment accounts, and modest retirement savings, a huge number of retirees cross those lines without even realizing it. And when tax season rolls around, they get hit with a bill they weren't expecting. That shock is hitting people right now. and it's contributing to the financial stress that is spreading through the Social Security community like wildfire. There's another major piece of this puzzle that we need to talk about, and that is what's happening with the full retirement age and the rules around collecting benefits early or late. For years, the government has been gradually raising the full retirement age, the age at which you can collect your full Social Security benefit. For most people who are retiring today or in the next several years, the full retirement age is 67. If you collect before 67, your benefit gets permanently reduced. If you wait past 67, your benefit grows. A lot of people know this in a general sense, but what they don't fully appreciate is how dramatic those reductions can be if you claim early, and how that penalty follows you for the rest of your life. If you claim at 62, the earliest possible age, your benefit could be reduced by as much as 30% compared to what you would have gotten at 67. And that reduction doesn't go away when you turn 67. It stays with you permanently. So someone who claimed early because they needed the money or because they thought they were doing the smart thing could be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table over the course of their retirement. And that's a realization that a lot of people are coming to in a very painful way right now. On top of all of this, there are changes happening around the earnings limits for people who are collecting Social Security and still working. If you are under your full retirement age and you are working while receiving Social Security, there is a limit on how much you can earn before your benefits start getting withheld. For this year, that earnings limit has been adjusted, but it is still a number that catches a lot of people off guard. If you go over the limit, Social Security will temporarily withhold a portion of your benefits, and while you do get that money back eventually once you reach full retirement age, in the short term, it can feel like you're being punished for working, which creates real financial hardship for people who are trying to supplement their Social Security with some part-time income. This is a rule that desperately needs to be modernized, and while there has been some political talk about changing it, as of right now it remains in place and it is affecting millions of working seniors. Now let's talk about something that is creating a lot of buzz and concern right now, and that is the future of the Social Security trust funds. The Social Security Administration itself has projected that if nothing changes, the trust fund for retirement benefits could be depleted within the next 10 to 12 years. If that happens, and if Congress fails to act, benefits could automatically be cut by around 20 to 25% across the board. That would be catastrophic for retirees who depend on Social Security as their primary income source. Now, most economists and policy experts believe that Congress will step in before that happens. They have done it before. But the uncertainty itself is causing a tremendous amount of anxiety. People who are planning their retirement right now don't know what to count on, and people who are already retired are worried that the check they're depending on today might not be the same check they get in 10 years. That fear is real, it's understandable, and it's being driven by the very real financial math behind the system. What can you actually do about all of this? That's the most important question, and let's spend some time on it. Because feeling informed without having a plan doesn't help you pay your bills. The first thing you should do is log into your My Social Security account on the Social Security Administration's official website. From there, you can see your full earnings history, your projected benefit at different ages, and any notices or updates to your account. If you haven't set up that account yet, do it today. It's free, and it puts you in control of your own information. The second thing you should do is talk to a tax professional, especially if you have any income beyond your Social Security, even if it's just a small pension or some retirement account withdrawals. Understanding whether your benefits are taxable and planning around that can save you a significant amount of money. The third thing you should consider is reviewing your Medicare coverage during the next open enrollment period to make sure you're in the plan that makes the most sense for your health needs and your budget. Many people are paying more than they need to because they haven't shopped their options. If you have not yet claimed Social Security and you have any flexibility around when you start, think very carefully about the timing. Yes, waiting longer means a bigger check, but it also depends on your health, your savings, and your personal situation. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, but the decision you make about when to claim is one of the most financially significant decisions of your retirement, and it deserves serious thought and ideally professional guidance. If you claimed early and you're within 12 months of that decision, you also have a one-time option to withdraw your application, repay what you've received, and restart later for a higher benefit. So it's worth knowing that option exists, even though most people don't. It's also worth understanding that there may be benefits you're entitled to that you're not currently receiving. Spousal benefits, survivor benefits, and even certain government pension offsets and adjustments can all affect how much Social Security you can collect. These rules are complicated, and they've changed over the years, so what you heard 5 or 10 years ago may not be accurate today. Getting an up-to-date review of your specific situation from someone who specializes in Social Security planning could literally be worth thousands of dollars to you over the course of your retirement. The bottom line here is that Social Security is going through a period of real stress and real change, and millions of Americans who depend on it are going to feel that in very concrete ways this March and throughout the rest of this year. The combination of a smaller COLA, higher Medicare premiums, outdated tax thresholds, ongoing concerns about the trust fund, and rules around earnings limits and claiming ages is creating a perfect storm that is hitting retirees from multiple directions at once. The people who are going to come through this the best are the people who are paying attention, who are informed, who are taking action, and who are not just assuming that everything is going to be fine because it always has been before. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to something as important as your retirement security. Share this with someone you know who is on Social Security or who is getting close to retirement age, because the more people who understand what's happening, the better equipped all of us are to handle it. Don't wait for the shock to hit your bank account before you start paying attention. The time to get informed and make smart decisions is right now, before March fully arrives and before those checks start coming in lower than people expected. You've worked your whole life for these benefits. You deserve to understand exactly what's happening to them and exactly what you can do to protect yourself.